Okay, so students, today we're discussing about a simple microscope, and this simple microscope is also called as a reading lens. It is also called as a reading lens. It's a very amazing topic. You just see here. It's a very simple topic. We can explain in a better way, in an amazing way, and you can understand the topic so that you can try to solve the problem also. So after completing this topic, simple microscope and compound microscope, I will do some problems also in a very simple shortcut method. We shall discuss about this here today. So what do you mean by simple microscope? First of all, microscope means what? What do you call a microscope here? Scope of seeing microorganisms, small objects, you can say that is called as a microscope. Scope of seeing small objects, microscopic objects. Okay, so this is called as a microscope here. We shall discuss about what is a simple microscope, which is the other name for that is also called as a reading lens here. So next here, you might have seen this type of reading lens, which is used to see small objects, which is used to see in forensic lab also. It is used in forensic labs to see the fingerprints. And also while investigating about a murder or something else, mostly this type of lens is used. Or to see small letters, we can use this type of lens here. It's a very simple concept. If you understand this simple microscope, then definitely you are going to understand my compound microscope also. It's a very simple topic here. Okay. So now see here. You all know this is a lens we are considering. A simple microscope is having only one lens here. It's a very useful topic here. It is having only one lens. Mostly when you are going to do NEET, you are writing NEET, definitely this light chapter is very important for you, because when you are going to become an eye specialist, then you are dealing with lenses definitely. You are becoming a dentist, then you are dealing with a concave mirror and convex mirror, because to dentist will see the teeth with the help of mirror only. Inside your, he is keeping a mirror inside your mouth, because he cannot sit in your mouth. He will keep a mirror inside your mouth, and he is going to judge what is happening, how much your teeth is going to damage here. Okay, so that is called as a mirror and a lens. Lens is also studied because when he is an eye specialist, definitely has to suggest you what type of defect you are having. Either you are suffering from myopia or hypometropia or presbyopia, whatever it may be. So all these defects can be eliminated by using lenses only. So it's a very important topic that you should understand a lens at any cost. And you all know the basics of lenses. That is the various images formed because of the lens here. What are the various images formed because of the lens? We shall discuss here. Now you just observe here what is going to happen. Let us take this as object O dash. Let us imagine this is going to be an object O dash here, and this is optic center O dash. This is going to be an optic center here. You have kept an object here. You have kept an object here. So when you have kept an object here, one light which is going parallelly to this is principal axis. A line which is moving parallel to the principal axis, definitely it has to pass through the focal point. Okay, so a line which is passing through the principal axis, definitely it has to pass through the focal point here. Okay, so I think it is better if I draw the diagram and show before you what is happening here. It will be better if I draw the diagram before you, so that it is very easily understood by you. See what is happening here. Here you are considering one lens. This is one lens here. And this is going to be the principal axis, what I am going to say. This is going to be a principal axis which I am going to discuss here today. And you know, this part of the curve is coming first. Always you are measuring the lens from, you are seeing the lens from left, this curvature will come first. As this curvature will come first, the center of that curvature is at this place, which is considered to be C1. Okay. And the focal point of this curvature is taken as F1. And this side, if you second curvature is this one, so the focal point, principle of focus of that curvature is at this place, and center of curvature is at this place. What do you mean by focal point, or what do you mean by principle of focus here? It is very simple. Principle of focus is nothing but whenever a parallel beam of light ray passes through the lens, whenever a parallel beam of light ray passes through the lens, all the light rays are going to converge at a particular point that is called as principle of focus. All the points are going to converge at one particular point that is called as principle of focus. So definitely parallel beam of light ray, when it passes through the focal point, passes through the lens, it has to move through the focus point. Okay, so it has to move through the focus point here. So what I'm going to say here, let us see. Now, in this case, I am going to consider an object in between focal point, and let us imagine this is an optic center O dash. Let us imagine this is an optic center O dash. Now, I am considering an object OJ here. I am considering an object OJ here. I am considering object in between focal point and optic center O dash. This is an object. Okay. This is an object here. So when I am considering this object, definitely parallel beam of light ray has to pass through the focal point here. And another light ray is going to pass through the optic center. Okay, so this is going to be an object here. Next, if you extend these two light rays, they will meet somewhere here. They are going to meet somewhere over here. So, when they are going to meet somewhere here, then this is going to be the virtual image you are going to draw here. This is the virtual image, I can say. This is the virtual image. So for this object which is placed in between focal point and optic center, you are going to get an image on the same side of the object. On the same side of an object. This is a magnified image. This is an erected image. And this is even virtual image because it cannot be caught on the screen. It is a virtual image because it cannot be caught on the screen. Okay. So let us see what is going to happen. Now, to judge the magnification in this case, what you have to do? You have to keep an object at this place somewhere on this image so that you can compare. What I am going to do here now? I am shifting an object here. Why I am shifting? For example, if you want to compare your height with my height, you can't compare from that distance. You have to stand beside me exactly and we can compare our heights. Now here also, when object is here, you can't compare the angular magnification of these two objects as well as the image. Now I am going to shift this object at this place here, that is called as a J dash. Now this is OJ, this is IJ dash, and IG is the image. This object I am shifting here so that I can compare the angles. Now let us see. I'll draw one line here. Okay. So and I'll compare the angles. Now the angle made by the object is considered to be alpha. Angle made by the image is considered to be beta. This is alpha and this is beta. So beta is nothing but the angle made by the image. Alpha is nothing but the angle made by this object which has been shifted here. Then what is the formula for magnification? The formula for magnification is angle made by the image by angle made by the object. So it is nothing but angle made by the image by angle made by the object. I am writing like this just to understand here instead of writing the whole sentence. Angle made by the image by angle made by the object, that is beta by alpha. Then if angles are very small, I will write this as tan beta by tan alpha. This is tan beta by tan alpha. Because which angles are very small, theta can be taken as approximately equal to tan theta. Doesn't matter. Nothing happens here. Because when angles are very small, theta is approximately equal to tan theta. You can also sometimes consider it is approximately equal to sin theta also when angle is very small. So instead of taking beta by alpha, I can take tan beta by tan alpha. So what is tan beta here? Let us see. Now, This is going to be an object distance which is taken as u. U is an object distance. Now this is going to be image distance v, which can be taken as minus d here. What is d? I will discuss about d here now. Okay. So I am discussing about d. What is d actually here? Okay. So d is nothing but least distance of distinct vision. D is nothing but least distance of distinct vision. What do you mean by least distance of distinct vision? It's a small story about least distance of distinct vision. Here, an infant baby, okay, who is below 5 years, an infant baby below 5 years, he is having least distance of distinct vision which is equal to 10 centimeters. Is having a least distance of distinct vision which is equal to 10 centimeters. Means if an object is kept exactly at 10 centimeters, it is the most clearest vision for him. He can see the object very clearly, not beyond 10 centimeters and before 10 centimeters. Exactly at 10 centimeters, he can see an object with a very crystal clear, okay, crystal clear object he can see at 10 centimeters. That is called as least distance of distinct vision. But if a boy grows from 6 years to 12 years, his least distance of distinct vision varies from 10 centimeters to 25 centimeters. As he grows from 6 years to 12 years, his least distance of distinct vision slowly increases from 10 centimeters and it goes on, progresses up to 25 centimeters. Okay. Then here from 13 years till death, till he is going to die, his least distance of distinct vision is always constant, that is 25 centimeters. And if he is having a perfect vision without any defects like hypermetropia or myopia or presbyopia, then we can say that he can see a very crystal clear normal eye condition he is having, doesn't have any problem like sight, having sight problems here. Okay, so then he can be said that he is having a perfect vision if he is having a least distance of distinct vision at 25 centimeters. That is called as the story of least distance of distinct vision. Now let us see what is going to happen here. So least distance of distinct vision in this case is going to be 25 centimeters. Now tan beta by tan alpha. What is tan beta by tan alpha? So opposite side, tan beta is nothing but opposite side is Ig, and adjacent side is going to be how much? It is going to be I-O dash whole divided by and tan alpha. So tan alpha is nothing but opposite side is Ij dash, and adjacent sides you can consider it as I-O dash here. So these two are going to be same. We can remove these two. Then what is the magnification left? Ig by Ij dash. As this and this both are same, I can replace Ij dash with Oj. That is the formula for magnification. That is the formula for magnification. If it is clear, don't fear. I'll go further about this topic now. Ig by Oj. Next, if you imagine triangle IGO dash, triangle IGO dash is similar to OJO dash, triangle OJO dash. So triangle IGO dash and OJO dash, these two triangles are similar triangles. Why they are similar triangles, I will discuss about that. Because as they are parallel, these two can be considered as making exactly 90 degrees. Understand? And these two are considered as corresponding angles because these lines are parallel. These are called as corresponding angles. And this is going to be the common angle for both. So it is called as A similarity. It is called as A similarity. And these two triangles are going to be similar. When these two triangles are going to be similar, then we can say that the ratio of their sides will be same. The ratio of their sides will be same. What is the meaning of ratio of their sides? We can write Ig by Oj. Ig by Oj is equal to Io dash by OO dash. When similarity is proved according to geometrical concepts, when we prove that the two triangles are similar, then it is easy for us to write like this. The ratio of the sides will be same here. So Ig by Oj is equal to Io dash by OO dash, which I am going to write like this. So this Io dash is nothing but V here, V. And OO dash is nothing but U, where V is called as image distance, where V is called as image distance, and U is called as object distance here. So now I can take now the new formula for magnification is considered to be V by U, but you have to consider the sign conventions here. How can you take the sign conventions? Io dash is left side of the origin. This optic center O dash is considered to be the origin of this lens here, origin. So this is going to be, let us imagine to be origin. O dash is going to be 0, 0, just like an origin coordinate system. Anything comes left side, it is considered to be minus here. So both are minus, then anyhow they are going to get cancelled. So magnification is considered to be V by U. Okay, so this is called as magnification. Next, we shall discuss the next topic, that is called as magnification. Magnification at near point, that is least distance of distinct vision, that is 25 centimeters. What do you mean by magnification at near point? Magnification at near point is nothing but when a final image is formed exactly at least distance of distinct vision. When a final image is formed at least distance of distinct vision, then that is at 25 centimeters, then we say that the magnification is going to be near point magnification. If the final image forms at infinity, we call the magnification to be far point magnification. When final image forms at infinity, far point magnification. When final image forms exactly at 25 centimeters, it is called as near point magnification. Now, we are discussing about far point magnification here in this case. So what are you going to do to discuss far point magnification here? You just write 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. This is called as lens formula. And multiply on both sides with v. So v by f is equal to v by v minus v by u. So anyhow this is going to be v by f is equal to 1 minus v by u. V by u, you take it left side. Then you can consider v by f as right side. So this can be written as v by f here. But you know v is equal to minus d. You know v is equal to minus d as it is formed left of the origin. As it is formed left of the origin, it is considered to be minus d. If you substitute minus d here, v minus u is going to be 1 plus d by f, because minus of minus d, in the place of v if you write minus d, it becomes plus here. So this is called as the formula for v by u. Now what I am going to do here, magnification at near point is considered to be v by u, and this is the general formula. This is called as a general formula. Once you understand general formula, I am substituting general formula with the formula of least distance of distinct vision. Now v by u can be written as 1 plus d by f. So this is the formula for least distance of distinct vision. Now we can find what is the far point. Take a screenshot of this concept. Once you take a screenshot, I can go further for far point magnification. So if you have understood this as a near point magnification, now we shall discuss about far point magnification. What do you mean by far point magnification here? So in the far point magnification, so I think you understood this one. This is the small derivation if I am going to rub now. So this here, anyhow we got the final answer for near point magnification as 1 plus d by f here. So what is going to be the far point magnification? You just observe this diagram and this diagram. If you consider this diagram, this is called as a near point magnification. And this, if you observe, this is called as a far point magnification. This is called as far point magnification. What do you mean by far point magnification? Here, In far point magnification, you are shifting this object exactly at the focal point. You are moving this object. The object which was at this place, that is in between optics, in between focal point and optic center O dash, previously, optic center O dash previously, it was here now. I am shifting this object a little bit. I am shifting this object exactly at the focal point at this place here. So when I shift the object at exactly focal point, then final image is formed at infinity. Somewhere at infinity. At infinity you are going to see the final image. You know various images formed by the object in the case of a convex lens. In 10th class it is already covered. When you consider object in between focal point and optic center, when you consider object between focal point and optic center, then you will get a virtual image on the same side of an object. But when you consider an object exactly at the focal point, that is principle of focus. If you consider object exactly at principle of focus, then final image is going to form at infinity, which is inverted, highly magnified. It is real also. Okay, so this is the concept here. Then if you are considering the far point magnification, here you know the general formula for magnification is V by U here. But in this case, as final image is formed at final image is at infinity. Okay, so what are you going to write now? So you're writing 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. This is called as a lens formula. Here you will write V is equal to infinity in this case. So you can write 1 by F is equal to 1 by infinity minus 1 by U. So you can write this as 1 by F is equal to 0 minus 1 by U and multiply on both sides with V. If you multiply both sides on V, you'll get V by F is equal to minus V by U. You can write V by F is equal to minus V by U. And here, if you send this minus here, so V by U I am writing here. This minus I am sending V by F to this side. So I am sending minus here. But you know here, V can be considered as minus D according to the previous case here. So I am replacing V with minus D. So what I am going to get? I am getting V by U is equal to D by F, because minus of minus will become plus. So I am getting V by U is equal to D by F. This is called as magnification, that is called as far point magnification. So we got the answer for far point magnification. We got the answer for near point magnification. So if we are asking the question to find out the far point magnification, we can use this formula. Okay, he is giving us simple problems like this. He may give a problem like this here. It's for example, if focal length of lens is 5 centimeters. If the focal point of the lens is 5 centimeters, that is focal length of the simple microscope lens is 5 centimeters, find near point magnification and far point magnification is going to ask. So near point magnification, if he gives focal length, the data is sufficient for us to do the problem here. Why is it sufficient? Because it's for near point, you are just going to write 1 plus D is nothing but 25 and F is nothing but 5 here. So I am substituting the 5 directly here. So 1 plus, this is 5 is 25. 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. So magnification at, what is this? Magnification at near point, if you consider. Magnification at near point, you can consider it is 1 plus D by F. So near point formula is 1 plus D by F. D is 25. He did not give 25. It is understood that least distance of distinct vision is always 25. If it doesn't give also, we have to consider this to be 25 centimeters. So this is 1 plus 25 by 5, meaning 5 here. So 6 is going to be the magnification at a near point. Okay. So this is, it doesn't have any units. Magnification doesn't have any units because it's a ratio. Then how are you going? So this is the answer for the question which I have given there. So near point is going to be 1 plus 5, that is 6. Then how are you going to find out the far point? So magnification at far point is D by F is the formula. D is 25 and F is 5. So answer is 25 by 5, which is equal to 5. Okay. So magnification at far point also we got. Magnification at near point also we got. Okay. So this is a simple explanation about a simple microscope. We shall stop and go for compound microscope. Sorry. Okay. So next topic we are discussing here is compound microscope. See, compound microscope is having two lenses, as we have discussed earlier. Simple microscope is having only one lens, whereas a compound microscope is having two lenses. And these compound microscopes especially used to see the microorganisms. So because the name itself says microscope, scope of seeing microorganisms. That is a small objects like lactobacillus, paramecium, euglena, amoeba. These type of cells can be seen by using this type of microscopes. So microscope generally have two lenses here. One is which is placed towards the object is called as objective, and the one which is placed near the eye is called as eye lens. Okay, so these two lenses combined together constitute a compound microscope here. So let us consider, we shall discuss about a compound microscope. In this compound microscope, there are two lenses. One is objective, which is kept towards the object, and another is the eye lens, which is kept towards the eye here. So when you observe here, focal length of objective is much less than focal length of the eye lens. So always focal length of the eye lens is larger compared to focal length of the objective. Why is it so? Why focal length of the object is less, focal length of the eye lens is more? What is the reason for that? Because you are seeing very small objects which you are keeping very close. When you are keeping the objects very close, then definitely its focal length should be very less. Understand? So microorganisms are small compared to your eyeball. As microorganisms are very small compared to your eyeball, you can remember like this. Focal length of the object is less, focal length of the eye will be more. Okay, so this is a concept here. Okay, so now let us see what is going to happen. Now I am keeping an object at this place. I am keeping an object at this place here. That is object. And this is an objective. When you keep an object between F and C, you know the image is formed beyond C here. So this is, let us consider C0. This is center of curvature of an objective here. So when you keep an object between F and C, final image is formed beyond C. Now I can draw one line which is passing through the optic center. Now let us imagine this is the final image you are getting here. So this is the final image. I mean the image IG you are getting at this place here. So for this object you are getting an image. So let us see what is going to happen. I am drawing a line here like this, which is passing through the focal point, and they are going to join somewhere here like this. They are going to join like this here. Let us imagine. Okay. So one is a parallel beam of light ray. Another is a light ray which is passing through the focal point. One is a parallel beam of light ray, and this parallel beam of light ray definitely it has to pass through the focal point. And another is a light ray which is passing through the optic center like this. Okay, so they both are meeting at this place. They both are meeting at this place, and you know when object is between F and C, image is beyond C. So this is going to be the C for the objective lens. C0, F0. This is F0 for objective, and this is going to be C0 for objective. This is going to be C0, and F0 and C0 for objective. And this is going to be the focal length of the eye lens, focal point. I mean principle of focus. This point is going to be the principle of focus for eye lens here. So when you consider this point here, now let us imagine the object is here for objective and image is here. The image formed by the object, for an objective, this image is going to be the eye lens. This image is going to be the objective for this lens. Okay, so what I am going to say is, the image formed by the objective is going to be the object for the eye lens. Next, here, if this is the point here, the final image you are going to see somewhere here. So I am drawing a final image at this place. So let us take the final image here. So the final image I can consider this as I1, G1 here. So this object is going to be object for eye lens, which is the image for the objective. Now let us draw with some different color here so that it is easily understood. I am drawing with red color. This is an object. So this was the object for eye lens, and this is an object for objective. This is an object for eye lens here, and final image you are going to see at this place. So if you draw a parallel beam of light ray, definitely it has to pass through the focal length. and when you join these two are meeting somewhere here like this. So these two are meeting somewhere here like this. So I can make it as a dotted line, and you are getting a final image I1 G1, which is for the object IG. This object IG, this image for an object, this is going to be an object for I lens, and this object's image is going to be I1 G1 here. Now let us see what is going to happen here. So I'm drawing one line which is passing through the optic center. So now for this, if you observe, for I lens, object lies between focal point, I mean principle of focus and optic center here. So you know this is going to be the optic center for any lens, and image is formed between focal point and optic center. When the image is formed, I mean object, this image which is going to be the object for I lens is placed between focal length and the objective. According to the concept which is already known to you, these are the basics here. What are the basics here? This is the focal length, focal point of this lens here. When you keep an object at this place and the light ray passes, I told you the final image will be on the same side here. The final image is going to be on the same side, which is going to be the image here. It is going to be the virtual image, which I have already discussed in the case of simple microscope. But in this case, object is inverted. The same condition here also. The object is inverted, so image is also inverted, and it is formed on the same side of the object. Okay, image will be on the same side of the object for the virtual case, and the virtual case is the case where the object is placed between focal point and the optic center. Now, when the image is, this object is between focal point and optic center, you are getting a virtual image which is inverted. Why is it inverted? Because object is inverted. So I think you understood the concept here. Now let us go for the further discussion here. I am considering this distance to be VE, I mean image distance for the I lens, and that is going to be minus D, as I have discussed earlier. This is going to be least distance of distinct vision, which is considered to be 25 centimeters here. Now let us see what is going to happen here. So this is, now let us imagine what is objective, what is the image here. For example, this is focal, I mean principle of focus. This is considered to be U0, object distance for objective. And what is the image distance? The image distance is considered to be V0 from here to here. And as this is going to be object for the I lens, this distance can be considered as UE. This distance from here to here is considered to be UE. And this is the image distance. So once again here, object distance for objective, image distance for objective, object distance for I lens, image distance for I lens. So this is the complete construction of a compound microscope here. Now let us see what is going to happen. Now I am drawing one line to measure the angular magnification. I will draw one dotted line which is touching the optic center. This is already, there is one line which is passing through the image. So this is the first object, and this is going to be the final image for the total construction of this compound microscope. Now I can write like this. This is the object, so this can be considered as alpha, and this is the image which can be considered as beta here now. Now, what is the magnification concept here? You know, magnification is nothing but angle made by the image to the angle made by the object. So what is magnification? It is angle made by the image to the angle made by the object. That is beta by alpha. As I said in the earlier case, you can also write this as tan beta by tan alpha for small angles. For small angles, you can write like that also. Then what I am going to write now further. So magnification is equal to tan beta. So what is tan beta in this case? Tan beta, if I write here, tan beta, it is going to be I1 G1, opposite side, and this is the adjacent side. What is the adjacent side? Adjacent side is considered to be VE. Okay, opposite side is this one, adjacent side is this distance, so this distance can be considered as VE. Next, tan alpha. Tan alpha means opposite side is going to be OJ, and adjacent side is same for this also, because object and image is finally lying in the same place. So this can be considered as a VE here. Okay, this can be considered as VE. Let us go for the sign conventions. Which is to be taken positive, which is to be taken negative here. So I1 G1 is inverted. So always inverted images are considered to be minus. VE is left side, VE. So VE is left side for I lens. As it is left side, I can take it as minus. And object is erected. See, erected is always positive. Inverted is always negative. Left of the optic center is always negative. Right of the optic center is always positive because optic center is considered to be origin. That's it. Very simple. Now, OJ is erected and that can be considered as plus. VE is left side now, left side can be considered as minus here. So what are the things which can be removed here? So you can cancel out this thing. That is, we can cancel out VE and VE here. What is left? It is minus I1 G1 by OJ is left. Now, can you write this magnification? This minus I1 G1 by OJ. Minus I1 G1. You can write here like this. You can divide with IG. You can multiply with IG and write OJ here only. So why are you dividing and multiplying here? As we are dividing and multiplying here for that reason, because we have to find out, we have to split the single magnification to the two magnifications here. We have to split here. Okay, we are taking this and splitting into two parts, dividing with IG and multiplying with IG. Anyhow, from this you are going to get the same point, that is IG gets cancelled, minus I1 G1 by OJ. Same thing you are going to get here. So anyhow, why I am writing like this? Because I want to split this magnification into two parts. For one is for I lens, another is for objective. I1 G1 by IG. This is going to be the magnification for I lens. And IG by OJ is going to be the magnification for objective. So I will write in order. First I will write M0 because light starts from object only. Again it reaches to the I lens. First I write M0. After that I write ME. So this is going to be the splitting of magnifications. To split the two different magnifications, you have to just create one, divide with one, IG and multiply and so on. So magnification is going to be, I will write the general formula. General formula for magnification, you know, it is V0 by U0. And here it is going to be VE by UE. So these are going to be the general formulas here. Now, so this is going to be the general formula. But let us discuss now what is the near point formula for magnification. So the next point I am going to discuss is near point magnification. So what do you mean by near point magnification? When the final image is at least distance of distinct vision. So this is going to be least distance of distinct vision. When final image is at least distance of distinct vision, then we call it as a near point magnification. When final image is at infinity, we call it as far point magnification. So that is the case here. So now, as you know, the general formula which I am going to write there is minus V0 by U0, and this is VE by UE and so on. So now what I am going to do here? As I said, I am going to write 1 by FE is equal to 1 by VE minus 1 by UE. This is lens formula. This is lens formula for I lens, not for objective. This is lens formula for I lens, not for objective. So what I am going to write, this is the lens formula. Now multiply on both sides with VE. Here, if you multiply by VE on both sides, you get VE by FE and VE by VE minus VE by UE. Anyhow, this part is going to cancel. VE by FE is equal to minus 1 minus VE by UE. I will take VE by UE left side. This implies that VE by UE I am taking left side, and this could take to right side here. 1 minus VE by FE. Therefore, I can write, because VE is equal to minus D. VE is equal to minus D, as it is the left side of the objective optic center, and optic center is going to be the origin. You take it as a left side, so I am taking it as minus D here. So now magnification for I lens. This is going to be magnification for I lens. So magnification for I lens, you can write it as a general formula VE by UE, and here I got already here. You can just write now. This implies that VE by UE is equal to This minus, if you write here, 1 plus d by Fe. 1 plus d by Fe you are writing now. So now this is going to be, instead of Ve by Ue, you are going to write now 1 plus d by Fe. Okay. So we got the magnification of eye lens for near point now. So whatever I am discussing here is near point. Now what is going to be the final formula? What is going to be the final formula for near point? You know, general formula is V naught by U naught. Minus V naught by U naught you will write as it is. But instead of writing VE by UE, you are replacing this 1 plus D by Fe. So 1 plus D by Fe you are replacing here. So instead of writing VE by UE, you are replacing with 1 plus D by Fe here. So we got the final formula for magnification at the near point. Okay. So we shall discuss about magnification at the far point now. So okay. So today we are discussing about the next topic for this far point magnification in the same case here, far point magnification. So previously I told you it is a near point magnification. In near point magnification, final image was here. The object is here, image is here for the objective, and for eye lens image is somewhere here. So in the near point magnification, what is going to happen? In the near point magnification, what is the length of the microscope in the near point magnification? So length of the microscope is going to be, see what is the meaning of length of the microscope in near point magnification? Here length of the microscope is nothing but the distance between the two lenses. The length of the microscope is nothing but the distance between the two lenses. So distance between these two lenses can be taken as V naught plus UE. V naught plus UE is going to be the distance in the near point. Now we shall discuss about what is the meaning of far point magnification. Far point magnification is nothing but when the final image is formed at infinity. When the final image is formed at, for example, let us imagine this is the final image. Okay, and this is formed at infinity somewhere. At infinity. So parallel beam of light ray is coming. Then what is the difference between near point and far point here? When it is a near point, a focal point, this IG, what is this? This is going to be IG. So here, this is IG. Previously, IG was lying between focal length and optic center. Now, as you have taken this lens backward, you will move this lens back so that this image exactly falls in the focal length of focal point, principle of focus of the eye lens. So previously Fe was here. As you move this lens backward, then this image exactly falls on the principle of focus here. So you know that when final image, when the object exactly falls on the principle of focus, what happens? Parallel beam of light ray goes like this, and this goes like this. And what is going to happen here? You are getting final image at infinity. You are getting final image at infinity. So this is the case where when object is placed exactly at focal point, final image goes to infinity. That's what we are doing now. When you move this eye lens backwards, the focal point for eye lens, that is the principle of focus for eye lens, was here previously. But when you move the lens backward, it will fall here. Exactly at Fe, object is present now. Then final image goes to infinity. Now final image is going to be at infinity. That means VE is going to be infinity now. When VE is going to be infinity, let us see what is going to happen. You know magnification general formula. I told you in the previous case. Magnification general formula is nothing but, m naught into me. M naught into me, which is V naught by U naught into VE by UE. So V naught by U naught into VE by UE. This is going to be the general formula. Previously we have discussed about that. Now in this case we have to replace this VE by UE now. Let us see how we are going to replace this one. Let us see how we are going to replace this one. Here the simple derivation we are going to do now. We are writing 1 by Fe is equal to 1 by VE minus 1 by UE, as we have written in near point also. But final image is going to be at infinity, or to replace VE with infinity. So 1 by Fe is equal to 1 by infinity minus 1 by UE. So this is going to be 0. So 1 by Fe is equal to minus 1 by UE. Multiplying both sides with VE. So VE by Fe is equal to minus VE by UE. So you take VE by UE left side, send this minus to right side. So minus VE by Fe here. Okay. So and you know minus VE. Previously it was taken as VE was taken as minus D here. So I am replacing VE with minus D. Therefore, we are getting VE by UE is equal to D by FE. So we can replace here also. In next, we need to discuss about far point magnification. So in this far point magnification, magnification at the far point is nothing but you will write V naught by U naught as it is. But instead of VE by UE, what are you going to do? You are replacing this VE by UE with D by FE. So D by FE. This is the final formula for magnification at near point. Previously, length at near point. Length means nothing but the distance between the two lenses. But in this case, as V naught will be same, but UE will be replaced with FE. As this is object exactly considered at focal point, that is principal of focus FE, then from principal of focus to optic center distance is going to be FE, not VE. So this is to be replaced here. Previously it was UE, it is now FE here. So what are you going to write now? Let us see. Here, length at near point is over. Now, length at far point is going to be minus V naught by U naught is going to be same here, but D by FE. So, what are you going to do here? It is going to be same, but D by FE is going to change here. Now, what is the length at far point? How are you going to write now? You know, length between the two, length of the microscope is nothing but the distance between the two lenses. So, length at far point is nothing but, here it is considered to be V naught and this distance is considered to be FE. Okay, so this is the difference between the near point length and far point length. In near point length, we will take V naught by UE because object was not exactly at the principal of focus. It was in between principal of focus and optic center. Previously, principal of focus was here, but as the lens is moved back, principal of focus also moved from this point to this point. So object was exactly focal point. Image was at infinity. So what I am going to do here, instead of writing UE, now this distance is replaced with FE. So this is going to be FE here. So let us see what is going to happen now. So length at far point is going to be V naught by FE. Length at near point is going to be V naught by UE. And magnification at near point was considered as minus V naught by U naught. And this is considered to be 1 plus D by FE in the previous case. But in this case now, it is going to be minus V naught by U naught and D by FE. So this is the comparison for near point and far point here. Okay. So this is the comparison between near point and far point. But one more formula you can just write it. See, if you take an object very close to this focal point. So here, now magnification formula in terms of length and F naught focal length. So you have to just modify this formula now, because you are just, for example, if you observe that object is shifted from here to here. When object is shifted from here to here, then image will be shifted backwards. It may fall exactly very close to the eye lens. Okay, so what is the step? Let me write here. The step is, if object is moved closer to F naught. If object is moved closer to F naught, then what happens? Image IG is moved closed to eye lens. Then you just replace V naught, as the image is going very close to eye lens, then total length, total VE. Now VE will not be VE, it is going to be total length here. So total length is how much now? Let us see. So here VE is going to be L here. VE is going to be length here, total length here. That is going to be the total length here. As when object is going very close to the focal point, that is principal of focus, image goes very close to the lens, then image distance from the lens will become not V naught, it will become total length L here. So I am replacing V naught with L, and I am replacing U naught with F naught, approximately equal to F naught, and V naught is approximately equal to L here. Why I'm writing like this? I said imagine as if object is shifted very close to the principle of focus. Image is shifted very close to the eye lens. Then object distance will not be u0. It is going to become f0 now. f0 is the focal length here. And image distance will not be v0. As the image will shift towards the lens, image distance will become length here. So total length. So you have to replace v0 and u0 with L and f0. Then formulas are going to change here. Then what is the formula for near point here? Formula for near point will become, actually it was written minus v0 by u0, but you have to write here minus L by f0. And this is the same here, right side point is same. Okay, so formula will change for near point here. And what is the formula for far point? When you replace v0 with L and u0 with f0, the formula will become minus L by f0 same, but this is point, that is L by fe. Okay, it's very simple here. v0 by u0 is replaced with L by f0, that's it. This is going to be this is the formula when we are taking the formula in terms of length and focal length. Sometimes he will give the focal length and length of the length between the two lenses. He will give the focal length of the objective also. Then he is asking us to find out what is the magnification. Then these two formulas are the answers for this problem. Okay, this concept here. Thank you.